It is TDS Radio, your girl SoFab here. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And just like you have heard on the station, I know you guys have been hearing the commercial because you've been making fun of me and I don't appreciate it. But we have the ladies of the Black Massage Therapist here in the building. I'm so excited to have them on the show. Just amazing women that are doing some really, really dope things. And their conference is coming up in October. So for our vendors and even our massage therapists that are dragging their feet about, I don't know, should I come? Yes, the answer is yes. Be there. And in this interview, we're going to tell you exactly why. So please welcome to the show. We have Ashley and we have DaVonna who are in the building. And I thank you ladies so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Of course. So I always want to know the why when it comes to something like this, because obviously there is a void when it comes to Black people in the space of massage therapy. But what made the two of you come together and say, let's do this?
Okay, well, I'll start. I'm DaVonna Willis, and I am the owner of 419 Education and Training. My background is in sports medicine and massage therapy. So about 3 years ago, due to the whole George Floyd situation, we were just coming off of the COVID lockdown, especially I'm here in Arizona, I'm in Phoenix. And I just felt a certain way. Majority of my clientele was white. And even though they were very gracious and asked what can they do for me, I just felt like I was reverting back to my ancestors, if you will, working on them. And it was just a weird feeling. So I was looking to an outlet to speak about it, went on Facebook to see if there was anything else out there, like any Black massage therapist Facebook group, because it's not that many Black massage therapists, especially then. We're slowly coming out here in Phoenix area, but it really wasn't that many of us, probably less than 1%, because really when I moved out here, we were like 2% Black people in general. So now we're edging our way up to like the 7s and the 6s. And I think it's because a lot of Midwesterners, Chicago folks is coming out here, Oklahoma is coming out here, and some California folks. But anyway, let me get back to it. So I didn't see anything online. And so I went to my family and say, hey, I don't see anything online representing us. What you think I should make a group? I knew it would be a lot of pressure. I knew it would be a lot of work to maintain a group. And, my family was like, yeah. And I was like, well, let me pray about it. And I did. And I started the Black Massage Therapist Facebook group. And so it's called Our Secret, the Black Massage Therapist Facebook group. And I would just tag people who I thought was massage therapists, or ask them or invite them. And that's how that started. So then, long story short, met Ashley online because she was doing a banquet, and it was called MT Banquets. And I also had just started my continuing education business at the time as well. And so she invited me to participate as a sponsor as well as an attendee, and I accepted it. And I came all the way out to North Carolina. Husband and I flew all the way across country, and we enjoyed it. I thought she did a phenomenal job. It was a gorgeous event, and I was really impressed with her. I was like, we just met. I don't know you, but I'm proud of you because this was a great event. So long story short, after that, and with the group, and I'm hearing people, oh, we should get together and all this stuff in the group, and I'm like kind of ignoring it. Because I was like, yeah, y'all should get together. And one guy was like, yeah, we should get together. So I was like, all right, let me message this dude. I was like, are you gonna, what are your plans? What do you want to do with this? And like, he kind of ghosted me. We were supposed to meet. One time he didn't log on. The second time he was consumed with other stuff. And then another guy was like, hey, we should get this together. So I tagged them too, like, y'all figure it out. And he ghosted that dude because I messaged like, hey, I'm going to be teaching that weekend. I'll check in. He ghosted that dude. I'm like, And the Lord was like, it's supposed to be you. You're supposed to put
Mhm.
it together.
Absolutely.
Okay, but I don't want to.
Come on. Come on.
You know, I'm like, but I don't want to. Like, really, like Jacob fighting out here.
Right.
And so I started praying about it, and then Ashley came to top of mind. And I called her, right? I called you, I messaged you or
No, you
something.
called me. You
I did
called
call
me.
you. And I'm like, look, this has been on my heart. I think you'll be the perfect person to partner with. And I kind of came up with the whole deal, and we worked it out. And here
Yes.
she
And I
is.
and I told DaVonna, she said, I want to start. What time, when should I start? And I said, now, because like planning is a lot. But my name is Ashley Urquhart. I am the founder and CEO of MT Banquets, cater to massage therapists and other wellness professionals to grant, um, you know, um, appreciation awards, and I just do a lot of award ceremonies. And also a business owner that is ranked the best in Wake County by the
Oh, nice.
WRL.
Yes.
And then there's a lot
Right.
that I do. But I am the partner for the Black Massage Therapist Conference coming up in October. And I'm really excited for DaVonna, coming to me. I was a little nervous, because they had Black up there, and so I just don't know how people are going to take this,
And she was like, I was like, girl.
I mean, we had a lot of support. We got a lot of
Mhm.
people who are not supporting. People got a lot of things to say about it.
Hmm.
But when you're doing something big like this, you're always going to be a target anyway.
Absolutely.
So might as well just do something that we're going to be making history. So I just said, you know what, let's do it. So we've been working on this thing for over a year now, right, DaVonna?
Believe so. Yeah, we started around this time last year, just to
Yeah.
bring the
So
concept together.
And
Yeah, so DeVonna been in magazines, people supporting her, giving thousands of dollars to make this thing happen, because we have a voice,
Mhm.
and we don't want to muzzle ourselves about the struggles that we face on a day to day. You know, I've been in the industry for over 10 years, and I can tell you some of the stories that I've gone through when it
Mm.
comes to like clients and how to kind of deal with those things behind closed doors. And when we do take like ethics, we have to take ethics like 3 or 4 hours to renew our license, but it's just like the generic type ethics. But when it comes to like Black people, we have to handle different situations, you know differently than white people. I'm gonna just say it like that. So we
Absolutely.
have um, an instructor that's going to give us like the rundown of how to handle situations, how to deal, maybe cope. I don't know. And her name is Shanice Armstrong. So she's coming out of Atlanta, and she has a lot of knowledge. And we have other um, instructors, but I'm just really excited for this conference to happen because a lot of people want to come together and talk about their stories. They want to connect. They want to, network. And I mean, that's how you find wealth too, is when you connect as well. So,
Amen.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I want to say I'm proud of both of you because I know it's not easy. Anytime you're stepping into anything that's inaugural, and like you said, you're attaching the Black name to it, you will have naysayers. You have, well, why has it got to be this? Why can't it be that? Because this is what I want. This is my vision. And as you mentioned, DaVonna, this is something that God put on you, even though you didn't want to admit to it. he put it on you. So I
Right.
commend both of you for doing that and, staying true to it and not, adjusting of like, well, maybe we should. No, because one thing that I've noticed when it comes to, Black people in spaces that there's not a lot of us is that we really need this community.
Amen.
And I love the fact that you guys are really pushing that narrative of this is a community. We're coming together. We're sharing our stories. We're educating each other. We're letting each other know that we're not alone in this, because I'm 35, and I would say out of my entire history of getting massages, I've only encountered 2 Black massage therapists. Just 2.
Mm.
Just
I
2.
believe it. I believe it. And what I want to put out there too, you know, you guys are based in North Carolina, and obviously it's going to happen in Charlotte. One of the reasons why I decided to have it in Charlotte is because it's more Black representation period on the East Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm born and raised in the Bronx, so you might hear some accent come out here and there, but everything happens in Atlanta. So I wanted to separate, right? Ashley and I, we were coming up with, you know, different locations, and we both like, we need to separate ourselves from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that goes through in Atlanta, but I feel that the therapists that do work in, you know, North Carolina or Georgia or in Atlanta, they feel like, oh, it's a lot of us. It's because of your market. But
Absolutely.
to be quite honest, it does not look like that nationally, right? And so when you have people coming from the Midwest and the West Coast and even Northeast, let's talk about Boston and Vermont, right? I've met therapists from different conferences that I attended that they're like, what? Because they're only one of one. They were the only one in their school,
Mm-hmm.
not in their class, but in the entire school, right? And so what I'm going to open up the mindset to the Black massage therapists specifically that live in the cities and states that you might see more of you, is that it's not like that. And you're actually blessed to may have a few people that look like you, right? And so just kind of open your mindset to, why not network with someone on the West Coast or the Midwest or the Northeast or even down South, because everybody's experiences is different.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of my biggest plea at this moment, is really to open up the mindset to those who have more reach in their cities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when it comes to massage therapy and even just, you know, Black people being in that space, because I'm not even going to say Black women, because I've come across a Black male massage therapist, you know, when you're searching for that community, how were you guys even doing it? You know, how were you finding these people when you're going into these spas, you're working out of these, you know, boutiques or, you know, these areas where it's predominantly white, and you're not seeing your face? You know, how did you guys even put yourself in a mental space to where it's like, okay, well, let me keep going, even though I'm not really working with anyone who looks like me?
That's a good question. Ash, I'll let you start.
Honestly, I think after I did the banquet, and when DaVonna had, well, I think you stalked me first. When DaVonna, I think once DaVonna started to kind of reach out to the Black massage therapist community, then I was kind of drawn towards the group, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know we had, you know, this type of group. And one of my other colleagues, she has another Black and brown group, and so I was kind of drawn towards, you know, building each other up, because, you know, working in different environments, it was just me as the Black chick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't really see a lot of marketing with Black faces up there or someone getting a massage. But once I started, you know, connecting with other people, massage therapists were also photographers. And so I know through DaVonna, our colleague who is a photographer started to capture massage therapists getting massages, you know, by other Black people. So we needed to kind of change that narrative about how we are, you know, how people are getting marketed. And I remember working at a place where it's very secluded, and it's in Angier. And one Black lady came in there and she was like, I didn't know I could come in here to get a massage. because she saw me and she was like, and she felt safe. But it's just like in different parts of even North Carolina, they feel like, they can't go in certain parts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad because it's not being advertised, and we just need to kind of change that narrative by, making sure that I would say, we kind of market in a different light. So yeah, so I have to put that on DaVonna for coming, for stalking me.
I did. I'll be honest. I was all in people's messages,
Yeah.
see what you do, make sure you're official, because we have some non-official. That's a whole different topic.
Yeah, we do.
We
Yeah.
have Kimberly, that's a whole other different topic. But yeah, so I was talking to people, especially when I see that you're doing something right. So I'm older than Ashley, and so I feel like the big sister, and sometimes like you need that. You need. I went through some of the stuff that she's currently going through, right? And so me talking to her through certain things and just that community. But your question about not having anybody else that looked like me, I was known as the Black massage therapist in the city or the town of Gilbert here in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah. And that was told to me by kind of accident. She didn't even know, they don't be know. They don't know. She don't know. She told me that, but she didn't understood what that meant. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so I was like, really, that's what y'all saying out there? But okay, yes. So it took an adjustment. Because I went from being as an athletic trainer working with different athletes and then different people in the physical therapy clinics. I was used to seeing everything. And for a long time, I was used to being the one Black athletic trainer in worked. And I was used to being at some conferences, being the one Black woman athletic trainer, especially in the early 2000s. And so being the only Black massage therapist, it was you just kind of you get used to it at this point. I would say in school though, coming from New York, right, as a melting pot, I did not feel that way. We had everything in there. And so, but what I'm learning since being in the foreground, being a CEU instructor, learning that these schools have they don't have any diversity. And so I had a old client, is she follows me on IG, and now that I teach, I don't massage anymore. I teach and doing this conference. That's my job. That's a lot by itself. She thought it was more Black therapists, and I'm like, no. I was like, the reason why is because they see somebody that look like them, and they're like, but I want to go to one of her classes. Even if they might not be interested, 99% of the time they're interested in something I teach, but just to see a Black face being an instructor.
Absolutely.
That's an anomaly.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so, that's also some of my thoughts, and like for next year developing a instructor's class, because I want more of us to become instructors in all facets, not just CE, continue education, but in the schools. So then when there is another Black person looking to go into this field, they won't look around and be like, am I the only one? Even in administration, like, the lack of, color, period, not just Black, brown, in administration.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I definitely want you guys to let the viewers know, because you're offering a lot. Like you said, there's continual education, there's ethics, there is the community portion of it. But what do you want people to leave and take away from this conference?
I'm not by myself. I have a family. I have people that I can really reach out to, not just online, but now you have a face in person. You have, like, I just went to it's called the AMTA conference this past Thursday, and to see now, I'm in my bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm online a lot, but I'm in my bubble here in Arizona. But to see when I went out there, people was like, I know who you are. And I'm like, you do? Who am I? Right? And one girl, she's like, DaVonna, I've been following you for a long time. And then to recognize, I was like, oh, yeah. Because, in Facebook, the squares about this literally looking at their faces. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then one lady, she was introducing me to like other people to try to get more sponsors, right? She was good that way. And she read my whole bio.
I know that's right.
And I was like, I need to take you with me everywhere I go. I mean, like, you guys, it was just like, and I was in awe, like, oh, wow. And that hit me. And then one of my friends that was with me, because I was like, I'll pay for you. I need the side piece. We need to be handing out cards about the conference. And she was like, she also stepped aside because this lady just took over, and it was just amazing to see. And she was like, so when she was talking to different leaders in the industry, she was like, yeah, so this is why, like, she works for Massage Envy. So she was talking to the regional developer, like the regional director in that area. She was like, yeah, so DaVonna needs to come in, and you guys need to have her come in and teach a class, and then you're supposed to support the conference. And she was like,
I know that's right, sis.
You didn't have to speak.
It was, because by that time I was there for a few hours and I was getting tired because it gets weary, your spill. But I was like, she gave me a little life with that. I was like, okay, that's right. Everything she said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
But yeah.
Having people walk away with that feeling of, like you said, they're not alone. And I think that will help people, continue on another day, because it's like, all right, I have my group, and then we have our, I don't know if there's subgroups or Facebook, whatever have you, that they'll end up creating out of this. But to know that, hey, we're coming here, I'm leaving away with not only education but with a family,
Right.
So, and I'm sorry, Ashley, you were about to say something.
No, it's fine, but definitely belonging. Don't quit. It's more inspiration than you think. We just want to motivate people because longevity of a massage therapist is just 6 years. But who is to say that a Black massage therapist can quit, sooner than that? Because we have to work just as hard as, the white counterparts. So we just want to make sure that, stick in there. Like, it's going to be okay. You got somebody in your corner. We got some mentors, some coaches. Just find, that peer, that you want in your life. Somebody who can build you up, because it's hard in this industry.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So I would say, you're not alone.
Absolutely.
I want to add one thing to that, what Ashley was saying. The longevity of a massage therapist doing the physical work is about 6 years. But there's different aspects of massage, not just doing the work, right? So I just talked about one aspect of teaching. So we're going to also have, one of our keynote speaker, Patrick Huey. He's a spa director. And he's not a spa director at some of these little spas and clinics. He's a spa director at these luxury facilities, right? The ones that's hidden that you don't know about it until somebody else tell you about it.
Right.
And you have to have a special invitation to these things. And he's been doing this for a lot of years. And so to have him come out and speak, I'm so excited, because they need to hear that, right? Because I feel like everybody's in the grind and the hustle, got their head down, the goggles on, and they're just doing whatever they're very linear. But there's so many different ways. And I want, to have him come in and speak, having Benny Vaughn, who's been in the industry for 47 years. in the Olympics. He's also an athletic trainer like myself. So he has that sports medicine behind him, but he does a lot of massage and now he does coaching and consulting. But he's been to, I want to say like, I don't know, probably more than 5 Olympics,
Yeah.
right? Olympics, right? So just opening up the mindset of there's other avenues instead of just you either wanted to work for yourself and on that grind, and it's not easy.
Right.
I do have business strategies and classes and templates and stuff like that. But if you can partner with somebody who's like-minded and y'all collaborate and do things together, it's so much better doing it with somebody else than just being on the grind and the hustle by yourself.
Woo, say it again, honey. You just said a mouthful. Good. But ladies, I have a question for you because I do know we are almost up on our time. I would love for you ladies to come back if you are able to, because there's still a lot that I would like to dissect, not only into your world, but even more so into the conference, because yeah, I have a lot of questions, and I really also want people to know, just from a consumer standpoint, you might not be a massage therapist, but knowing the importance of massage therapy, just in your day to day, and even as you mentioned, DaVonna, an athlete, they don't realize the wear and tear on your body and how you really need to take a moment to put things back, in order to readjust. And not carry that tension, because our people are so stressed out. There's a lot that we're holding. There's a lot that we're carrying. And massages are a necessity. So just getting that education from both of you, having you back on to talk a little bit about that. And then of course, let's dive even deeper into the conference, because what you guys are doing is monumental. And I'm so excited for the first one, but then also the rest that is to come. Are you guys considering about possibly city hopping, or do you just want to keep it to Charlotte?
Good question. No, at one point I was thinking, but I'm like, nah, it's too much work. Just know every year is going to be an annual event in Charlotte, and that's that. So right now we're looking at October of next year, first or second week of October. So if you can't make it this time or want to be a vendor, this go round, you can, save up your pennies and be a vendor or in the exhibit hall next time. But yeah, no, Charlotte, I think that it'll be our home.
Okay. No, that's what I just said. Your breaks.
You know why too, Kimberly? Because I'm seeing posts of people on the West Coast. When you gonna come this side of town and this time? Like, no. I had to tell this guy. He runs. Yeah, I'm like, when people get to know me, they're like, oh, she says a lot. No. But I had one guy. He was in Ohio. He was like, so you gonna come to Ohio? And I'm like, no. And mind you, I went to undergrad in Ohio, and I know Cincinnati, and my husband's family's from Cleveland, and still no.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, yeah, I understand. Just statistically, if we're about 8%, Black massage therapists is 8% in the whole entire country. How much was the statistic in Ohio?
Facts.
0.5.
Right.
0.05 or something. It just, and it's nothing that's gonna draw, when people hear about Charlotte, they're like, oh yeah, Charlotte's nice. Somebody said Cleveland. I'm sorry, Cleveland folks, but I've been to Cleveland many, many, many times. We have family there. It's just, there's no big draw. Cleveland Clinic, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Girl, but that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Don't get me on my soapbox about Cleveland, because I'm from Pittsburgh, so I'm
okay. So yeah.
I'm keep quiet.
The football side of things. Right. Oh yeah, they got Ohio State, but that's Columbus. But still, that's a college town. So yeah, right. So no, it's gonna stay in Charlotte.
Good.
And that's it.
I know that's right. Well, One more time for those of you out there who are interested, make sure that you guys go to blackmassagetherapistconference.com. That is one way that you can get all of the information if you're interested in being a vendor, if you're interested in tickets, or even if you just have questions for DaVonna and Ashley. That is where you need to go. And then, of course, if you're interested in attending, yeah, October 14th, right? I do have the date right?
Yes, ma'am.
14th in Charlotte. There's more than enough time to get your ticket, to go find your community, network, because you never know what comes from one conversation. So take your time, invest in yourself, and take that leap of faith, right, DaVonna?
Amen. Amen. Look, I'm networking with Ashley. She's in North Carolina. I'm in Arizona.
There we go. And
that's it.
We're going to have to talk, because I think my job is sending me to Arizona. But you know what? That is off-camera conversation. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I'm hoping that you guys will come back next month.
Absolutely. I would definitely love to talk to our people about taking care of themselves.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you guys for being a part of the TDS family. And I can't wait. I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys keep it locked right here. It's TDS Radio, our voice, our culture.